The big thing I noticed that's wrong about the movie is that Peter Parker is known for his thick eyebrows, and Tom Holland doesn't have thick eyebrows.
I know, man. I know. Get it right, Marvel. Shit. Spider-Man. You know, it's funny, too, because... you know this ain't no accident. Because DC, they just put out Justice League. Yeah. Just put it out. Just 48 hours ago, they put this out. And Marvel came right up and they said, you know what, man? Here's the thing. Yeah, we don't need no league to get these kids excited. We just need one person. Tony Stark in Spider-Man.
Didn't they pull that same shit with Captain America and Batman v Superman?
They totally did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Civil War?
Yeah.
Came out, yeah. Yeah, they starting a Civil War with DC.
Oh, y'all like that shit?
Yeah.
What about this right here?
Yeah.
This shit right here.
We got a trailer and it's in color.
Yeah. People, this is it's crazy how they time this right here. And you know, most of the time, people are really excited for a Marvel trailer, but this one got people a little upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one you probably heard the controversy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one got people mad, and people to the point where they out there warning people. They saying don't click on it, don't look at it. They acting like Raiders of the Lost Ark and shit. Then your face will melt if you watch this shit. Everybody talking about, man, it's too much. They're talking about too much stuff. I never thought I'd see people so upset over a Spider-Man trailer, the one y'all been waiting on. They're saying it's too many spoilers in there. It's a trailer that is showing way too much story, way too much character development. You know, things that people normally want to hear and be comforted by. And y'all know me, because a lot of people already. I got a couple of texts today, and some people like, yeah, you're going to be the one to come in and defend this shit, though.
I thought you was going to come in fully dressed as Spider-Man, to be honest with you.
Oh, I'm waiting for the actual movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be climbing on the walls whenever it comes out of here. And sitting and pissing when I'm done. Spider guy. But with this, I do. I'm not gonna even lie. I do have some defenses right here, and then I have some things that I'm not so crazy about. As I always say, I just want to come in and be fair with it. Let's go ahead and see what my gripes and defenses are, along with everybody else's, as we watch the second trailer for Spider-Man: Homecoming. You know, here's the thing with this trailer right here. It seemed like everything that everybody loved at one time, they just kind of turning on right now. And it's funny because, you know, when I was looking at this, one of the first things I noticed is that, man, everybody at one time just loved Tony Stark. Mm-hmm. You know, he's a badass, he's a genius, got a cool ass suit, but you know, he's down too. He's just really very smooth, and everybody. And I noticed that after a while, he's the one that kicked off the Marvel universe, really.
Sure.
Yeah.
And now, everybody loved him, and now everybody hating on Tony Stark,
as they should.
No, you know, think about it. In Civil War,
no, in Civil War and Avengers 2, he's the villain.
You know, see, that's that shit I'm talking about. You know, see, Martin, even you turning on him.
I'm not turning on him. He has his own point of view. He thinks he's right. He thinks he's doing the right thing. I respect that, but he's wrong.
It's a very gray area, Martin.
Yeah.
But see, even you talking about, not even like, oh, well, you know, he has his thoughts. Martin, you just said he's a villain. Right down a
He almost caused the end of the world twice.
While trying to save it. You know, let's not jump ahead right here.
No, I give him that he thought he was doing the right thing. He wasn't one of those villains who's like, I'm out for evil and destroying people. He's like, no, I know better than the rest of you, and I'm going to do the thing that's right, despite what you want.
But I really do feel like they dogpiling on my man a little hard, because now every movie that comes out, this is Spider-Man's movie. And they talking about, yeah, Spider-Man's cool, but fuck Tony Stark. Even the villain talking about, yeah, Tony Stark ain't shit.
The rich and the powerful, like Stark, they don't care about us.
You know, that even the last movie, they're talking about never trust a Stark. Everybody hating on Stark. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because now everybody's hating on Tony Stark in this. Because everybody's talking about, look, man, this is Spider-Man's movie, all right? Why are you in here so much? Why are you doing this? Why can't you just, Tony, how come you just can't let people have theirs? Why y'all shaking your heads?
He gave him the suit.
Thank you. He gave him the suit. He's helping the dude out. He called him in when Peter Parker wasn't shit. Tony Stark was the one that came in and said, come on, boy, I got something for you to do. Played a crucial role in Civil War. They probably couldn't. What?
He hired a child soldier.
Yeah.
But congratulate him for that.
Yeah. He saved his life. He saved his life.
Yeah.
You know, I get it, but here's the thing. Here's the thing with this. I like that he came in with Tony Stark in this. People are talking about, okay, we don't want another Spider-Man movie like we had. We don't want no origin story. We've seen Peter Parker and Spider-Man do the same shit. And so I think that's why they had to bring Tony Stark into this. Because when they bring Tony Stark in, Tony Stark, he serves as a mentor to Peter Parker. And I'm in a mentorship program right now. I got my own Peter Parker, so I know what I'm talking about.
Got no Peter Parker. I got the Gross Sisters.
I know. I got a Black Hulk on my head right now, but I'm trying. But you know, that's the difference with this. Is that's one of the. And do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and I agree with you. He kind of makes up for the lack of Uncle Ben in this because he is that mentor figure, the guy that he's looking up to.
Well, yeah, Peter has always been searching for a father figure.
Yeah.
And Tony Stark is not only he's a father figure, but he's the one person who looks through, like, yeah, you joke around a lot and you're a goofball, but you're also a genius, and you don't let people know that. And me being a scientific genius, I see it. I'm not going to let you act like that's not a thing. So come be with me.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this is that never before have we seen Peter Parker be a real kid, mainly because he's been hiring 30-year-old man to play him in high school. But here, we get to see Peter Parker be a real teenager. And being a real teenager means you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You need that.
And especially when you come in and you have power like Peter Parker, and it makes it more believable. First of all, for those who say they're giving away way too much, this is a good way to keep this, even though this is Sony property, this is a good way to keep this footed in the Marvel universe.
I gotta be honest, like, all I read on the internet all today was all about, don't watch the trailer, it tells you too much, it tells you the whole movie. And just watching that just now, I was like,
no.
It gives a lot. It does. I'm not saying it's not as drastic as people are saying it is, but it gives away a lot. Like, we see he's gonna a video game trope, which you said you hate, which he's gonna start with this suit and then he's gonna lose it and then he's gonna have to do something to earn it back. And then they show a lot of what happens with it. And this is what people were really upset about, which it doesn't really show. People said at the end you saw Vulcher go into the jet. At the end when he was flying on top of it. And if you look at it really close, it's just him holding on to the side of the turbine. So he's not going directly into it. But that's what people are freaking out about.
And I see what they're freaking out about, but I think that they're freaking out about some things that they don't need to worry about right now, because what this doing is showing more story. Having Tony Stark in here just goes to show how irresponsible Peter Parker really is and how believable that makes a character. I know it's a superhero, but it really does make it feel more grounded when he's there. Because I love how Tony has to beg him. He's like, look, man, just please sit your ass down.
Sure.
You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
You're a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
You know, look at him. He don't even know how to handle shit. Going in and ruining people's parties and shit. Look at this. People out there need help. And they're like, man, you ruining my goddamn party right now.
Yeah, he just bricked somebody's sofa.
He was stopping underage drinking. That's what that was.
Oh, bullshit. He was just mad because he wasn't invited. You know what? Fuck you hoes. And I get it. That's probably a good
That's
part.
why you don't get a Spider-Man.
Because I get it. And you know something? And that's probably a big part in the movie where he didn't get invited. He's shunned by the class.
That looks like an adult party that he wasn't invited to. He's trying to get from point A to point B and doesn't know what he's doing.
Dudes do not look like adults, Martin, at that party there.
Those are teenagers.
Those are teenagers. I don't know what kind of adults you've been hanging out with, but those are kids. It makes sense in the movie because he's probably not invited to that party. They're bullies, and he just went and had his revenge on them. I don't blame him, but But the thing is that you see what he's doing. He's out there doing a bunch of stuff where he doesn't know how to control his power. He's 16 years old, and the other thing with this is that I like how you're right. He needs a father figure.
Yeah.
And I like how when he messes up, he goes in. He tells him, you gave me the suit. You're the one telling me I can do all this. I'm just trying to be like you, man.
I was just trying to be like you. I wanted you to be better. I'm gonna need the suit back.
But I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
Yo, he got that look like, fuck you, Dad. I hate you.
Bitch, you Iron Man. What happens if you lose your suit?
yeah.
You are nothing either.
Hey, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Well, that's a total parent mind game.
That's when Tony Stark said, I'm grown. I can do what I want to.
Also, Iron Man 3, the whole point of that movie is he's Iron Man without the suit. Also,
Yeah.
he goes like through 3/4 of that movie without a suit.
Yeah,
He's still
he
able
does.
to do stuff.
You know,
with it.
you make a really good point. Is
Yeah.
that he's like, you got to be a hero without this.
It's good that we see him without the suit because he really does want to be like Tony Stark. And I like the way, again, you talk about the trailer showing too much. The trailer is actually bringing up some points that I think lure people in, like showing you without verbalizing how much he wants to be like Tony. Like he does even certain moves like Iron Man. Like, you know, like this shot where he had the web bomb right there. You know, that's a patented Tony Stark move right there. You remember in Iron Man when he did that?
Yeah. Suck my dick.
Slow walk.
Yeah.
Pow.
You know, even in that suit, you know that shit be like, fuck shit. You know, that's a Tony Stark move right there. You could tell Peter watched Iron Man about 100 times before he got his spider suit.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I like the way the trailer's telling you that because I think that the suit is a big arc. And that suit, as you said, plays a big pivotal role in this film. For one thing, it answers a lot of questions that people have been saying throughout these movies. Like in the first Spider-Man, Sam Raimi, it was good and people just happy to have a Spider-Man suit, so people didn't say shit. You know, people.
True.
But how did this high school kid make this high-tech suit with all this intricate raised webbing all over it?
With all the webbing and everything on there, like we were all excited. We didn't say shit, so but we all know that suit might as well have been magic. If Harry Potter had seen that, she would have broke his wand and said, "Fuck this, I want that." You know, and I think that the suit having Tony Stark again in the movie actually answers a lot of questions because for one thing, whenever Peter would get into, whenever he sees some trouble, he'd be at school and see something, he would get into that skin-tight suit so fast. And it's just like, how the fuck did you do that? In the movie here kind of answers that. You know, they showed like that Stark technology shrinking on him right there. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, he had the, in the old movies, he had the suit under his clothes, like not in that New York heat. I don't care if you're Spider-Man or not. It's too hot.
It's cold in New York most of the time.
Oh, no, in the summertime, it's sweltering, man. I don't give a fuck what superhero you are. You're going to have 2 layers of clothes
He was
on.
in school, so it wasn't summertime.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's got you.
Oh, well, he's still out there looking for shit to get into. You know, he's still running them streets. You know, and you know what?
Spider-Man in the streets.
Spider-Man in these
Freaking
streets. He's a kid.
Playing stickball. slinging crack on the corner.
Hey, you got to pay for that suit somehow. But, you know, and I love how they even show how the suit can fit anybody. Like his friend trying to wear it, which shows just how fat a head his friend got putting that shit on. Looking like Spider Walrus right now. But but with this, you know, it's cool to see when they take the suit away how he is forced to be Spider-Man still, and it goes to show you like when he puts on that old suit, it looked like something some raggedy shit a 17-year-old would make.
Yeah.
That and I love that.
That's what I would make.
Yeah, that's what I would make. Looking like Deadpool's mentally challenged little brother right now.
But can I ask this though? You said you have a problem with like the suit and everything. How come you don't have a problem with the webbing that he makes?
I don't yet because I don't know what they're going to do in the movie. I mean,
He's saving that.
Yeah, I'm saying I am. I've always thought like, you know what? It just happens to be a coincidence that he was working on strong webbing. He went to, but you know, maybe in the story, I don't know. I'm on the fence.
Okay.
But I'm just saying maybe they brought him into a place where they were working with spiders or something. There happened to be a radioactive spider there because they knew he was working on his webbing, and you know, it all came together. I don't fucking know. You know, I don't care. I'm not asking you. Why? Do you have a problem with the webbing?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think his point is he's never had a problem with the suit though either.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, but in the original movies, he had webbing coming from his body, organic webbing. You know, web.
Yeah, that
shooters.
was weird.
Yeah, you know, and I could excuse that with this.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I do too. I had no
didn't mind
problem
it.
with it. It made more
Yeah.
sense to me.
With
So-
organic webbing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I didn't
did.
mind that.
Yeah, with this, I don't like the web shooters because it is too much of a coincidence. But I'm waiting to see the movie before I say anything. You know, Marvel has a good way of pulling all this stuff together. You know, it also shows that there's just a lot at stake. Peter has to really work hard. And there's the Spider-Man suit right there. You know, that's the original. And I was always confused, like, how can a kid make that? But this, it makes sense that not only is his suit like what a kid would make, but it adds another layer of motivation to the story for him to get his original suit back. You know, he has to prove himself. He has to earn being Spider-Man. And we associate Spider-Man. That suit is so trademarked. We associate Spider-Man with the suit so much that this is finally going to have us make us have some appreciation for Peter Parker himself.
That's true, and it's going to have a real impact for Stark to take it back from him.
Yeah, it is.
Come on, man, you're not going to do that, are you? He won't be Spider-Man. It's like, sorry.
That's a hell.
He's getting grounded.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a timeout for you right there.
Yeah.
Your kids fuck up, you take their iPhone from them.
Exactly. And then you give him a raggedy ass phone. Understand? Like he's getting this
You take
suit.
his flip phone.
Yeah.
No.
Wearing this fucking sock and all this. You know, and also it's just gonna look cool when he gets it back, and him and Tony are out there doing it again. You know, joining forces.
And also he has to save an airplane. And that's sort of like superhero 101 in movies.
That's true.
You got to save an airplane at some point.
Yeah.
You don't graduate till you save a plane.
Yeah, no, it is true. That is true. You got to stop something that's flying. Superman set that shit up. Superman rule.
I do like how they brought back, you just that you have it up on screen, that hideous Captain America suit.
I love that too. And he's making a bad video too.
Yeah. They're like, it's their way of saying, we know this suit looked awful.
Oh, like Captain America must have fucked up some kind of way that we didn't know, and he has to do community service. And make because that's another thing people.
He got popped on steroids.
Yeah, and they made him shoot this bad video right here for the kids. You know, look at he don't even want to do that shit. Look at his expression right there.
Like Pee Wee Herman in that crack commercial. Kids,
this is crack.
Don't do this. It makes you go crazy. But this right here, this is funny to me. That's another thing people are complaining about. Man, they ain't got to show Captain America. Oh, thanks for spoiling all the cameos in there. Man, fuck you. Come
This
on.
movie's going to be nearly 2 hours long. You haven't seen enough to spoil it.
You know, that's a really shitty thing to do, have Captain America talking to a PE class right there. Because look at those kids, man.
Yeah.
All these nerds and fat kids in there. Like, Captain America, first of all, you can't say shit to kids about exercise because you cheated, bitch. You know, somebody gave you some super soda and you drink it. You don't ever exercise, man. This dude never exercises.
Well, he does exercise.
No, he does. You know, with him exercising is just faking it, man. Like when rich kids don't tell you that their parents are rich. This is him like, hey, look, I earned this shit. No, you didn't. He was a science project.
He's enhanced, but you saw him in The Winter Soldier. How he's lapping the Falcon on that track.
And again,
he's exercising.
boxing.
Boxing.
Again, he's just showing up. He's just showing out. He ain't really.
Nobody else was there.
He ain't really got to exercise. Hell,
People that he's humiliating.
the people that exactly. You see, he ran around.
He
the
was
Falcon.
boxing in the gym by himself.
Oh no.
Then Nick Fury walked in. He was like, "All right, I'll break it now."
Oh yeah, no. What happened was
I got an audience.
he knew Nick Fury was coming. In fact, Nick Fury was probably standing there a little while, and Captain America was going, "Oh hey, I didn't see you, Nick. How you doing?" No,
He said he was in his apartment with his binoculars looking at the field and saw that one Negro running around the track and say like, ooh, I'm going to go show
Let
him
me
up.
show this Negro something right here.
Waiting for this.
Ran over there.
Show his bitch ass something. You know.
On your left.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking Captain America talking to the PE class. You know, that's like Einstein talking to the special ed class. You don't need to be there talking to them like that. You know, and I will say this though. There are some things that I'm defending the trailer, but there's some things I'm not always crazy about here. And what I'm not crazy about is the Vulture, because
he's wearing he's wearing Vin Diesel's coat.
yeah, Triple X, yeah. And that pimp coat he got on. Like, I hope he catches Peter Parker and just bitch slaps his ass. Where my money at? What money at? What the fuck? But you know, Marvel has everybody said you got a bad track record with villains. And looking at this here, it doesn't really convince me that they're doing anything different. It's the same old thing. I got fucked over by a corporate person or a company, and they made me mad. Because with this, what I heard is that it's going to be Tony Stark's company, Damage Control. They're coming in, and after superhero fights, and you know they got a lot of shit to clean up. He has a company now that goes in and does it.
Oh, they're bringing in Damage Control.
Yeah,
cool.
and it turns out that That was the Vulture's job. What's his name? Adrian Toomes or whatever.
Yeah.
That was his job. He actually picked up tech from all these damaged areas, and now Tony Stark is coming in and
he outbid him.
Yeah, exactly. Now he's pissed off about it, and we've seen this kind of thing before. And as much as I like Michael Keaton, which I'm excited about him being in the role, I don't see a whole lot going on as far as being a villain. I do like
that once again he's a Birdman.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah. Another
I'm
bird
so
dude.
happy. Well, there could be a cool parallel there because both he and Peter Parker are having something taken away from them by Tony Stark.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So they might do something cool with them, I hope.
Spider-Man gonna team up with Vulture to take down Iron Man. Now if that happens, I'm all right.
I do like that they kept the fur on the coat. It's a throwback to the old suit right there. Where they have the old Vulture look like he looks like an old bald-headed woman. But
I'm mad.
Ooh, you make me so angry. I hate prune juice. But I really do. I like what they're going with their look and how they modify these things for the film, but I don't know what they're going to do with the villain. I don't see enough of the villain. They don't tell you a whole lot. Then I'm not confident that's going to be any different from what they do from other villains. And not all the villains are bad, For those, look, I know we're very spoiler sensitive, society today. And,
You ain't kidding.
I know.
about that.
When people heard like what the part of the trailer was, Spider-Man Homecoming, people are like, I don't want to know that, man. Jesus.
Homecoming.
Now I know he's going to Homecoming. Thank you.
I bet that shot of Spider-Man swinging through the streets with Iron Man flying alongside him, I bet that's the final shot of the movie.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
It's either the final shot or
Yeah.
the shot before they go into the big battle.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you got to understand that I appreciate about this is that we see this taking place in two different places, at least DC and New York, and the trailer mixes it up to where you don't know how it's going to end or where it's going to, or where how much action takes place in all these locations. So I think that they're still doing a lot that people don't know. I mean, if you don't want to know anything, then I get it. But as far as spoiling the movie for you, like people are saying, it just took a couple of articles out there to say this movie is too spoilery, and people jumped on. It's funny how people are controlled by that. Yeah, man, they told me way too much. I mean, goddamn. Be glad they didn't even tell you what Stan Lee was going to do.
I can't count the number of trailers we see where people complain like, well, that didn't show me any story. What was the point of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as far as the trailer goes, I'll tell you this much. They even put some things in there for people as a surprise. If you go to IO9, they did an article where they had people who pointed out little Easter eggs to them. And how y'all notice this in less than 24 hours, I don't know. There's some people just waiting to just go through. Yeah, autism, man, or something. People are waiting to go through this with a magnifying glass and a fine-tooth comb. And I got to give it to them. There's stuff that people wouldn't have noticed. Like in one scene, there's a car with the license plate on there. The license plate, and this is from Mike Sampson in a tweet, SM2-0563, and they said that's the first appearance of the Vulture, maybe. Spider-Man #2, May 1963.
Well, I was going to read that issue, but fucking spoilers.
I mean, if you notice that, that's your superpower, nerdism and autism. If you notice that, there's even points where it's not even a superhero reference. And y'all still noticed it. Who's the girl that, the kind of the nerdy chick that's like talking shit to them in the trailer? I forgot her name. Everybody thought that she was going to be Mary Jane or love interest.
Oh, it's Zendaya.
Zendaya. Yeah. She's in there reading a book, and it's called Of Human Bondage. And somebody noticed that, oh, well, if you really think about it, that book is about a guy who loses his parents and has to go live with his aunt and uncle. And I was like, God damn.
And the fact that she's reading a book called Of Human Bondage.
Yeah.
Plus we were like, what is she reading?
Yeah, people actually trying to pull the book down. Are there pictures in this shit? I give you credit for that. But again, it's a lot of stuff in that trailer. I myself don't feel like it was too spoilery, but I understand if people do. And
well, a lot of the big things that all the press was jumping on was just wrong. Like the big thing was them saying you see the Vulture die in the trailer, which isn't true. So everybody was getting upset. It's too much. Like, but you're basing this off of a lie or incorrect fact.
Yeah, exactly. I'll say this. Mark, you got any last words on this?
Sure. The big thing I noticed that's wrong about the movie is that Peter Parker is known for his thick eyebrows, and Tom Holland doesn't have thick eyebrows.
I know, man. I know. Get it right, Marvel. Shit. What about you?
I think it looks good. I do think they give away a little much here. Like the Tony Stark reveal that Goodwin mentioned. I was like, yeah, that would have been a nice surprise to see in the movie. That said, people saying, well, now I'm not going to see it. You're full of shit. You're going to go see this because this looks good.
And it's not the whole movie.
Yeah.
And it's not the whole movie. And
Not by a long shot.
And here's the funny thing about it. Now, this comes out, what is this, July 7th, 17th?
Yeah. Oh.
I can't say nothing, people. That's
my God.
That's a big day.
Oh, holy shit!
I'm gonna have to call me and say the wedding's off. Spider-Man coming out there.
You're too busy standing up while you pee.
Hey, I shouldn't have made the announcement right now, but it turns out that our wedding's going to be on this date right here. So I tell you what, that wedding was supposed to start around 7. It's gonna be late because I'm gonna go see Spider-Man for a second time. And then when I get married, I'm gonna be dressed like Spider-Man. Even I looked at that and I said, why does that look familiar?
It's funny, if you saw the cover of the new Spider-Man issue of Spider-Man, he's dressed in a wedding tux getting married.
Well, Photoshop Corey's head on that. Well,
Awesome. Getting married at the Alamo Draft House.
Or maybe I can get married like real quick and right after
Do you, Corey, take...
Yeah.
Hold on, man. I gotta see this.
How about this? How about
talking.
How about if I just say? How about I say I do and I just swing away real quick? Or I can kiss Mia upside down. GameFly brings to your house, to you, over 8,000 new releases and classics that are available to rent, or you can buy them for almost every system out there, current and some old systems. Like I said, man, I've been trying to put my GameCube back to work for years. GameFly is giving me an excuse to do that. And you could even try 30 days for free by typing in gameflyoffer.com/double toasted. And when you do that, you'll get 30 days for free of games and movies. Get all those things, all of them at once. Just stay in the house. Don't go nowhere because they're all going to get brought right to your mailbox. You can also bring the element of surprise every month to your home in the form of a Loot Crate mystery box. In that box, I can't tell you what it is, but I can guarantee you it is the best in geek and gaming gear. Some people say it's like having Comic-Con brought right to your home. You don't have to leave the house for nothing. You're getting all kind of stuff. And everybody likes a little surprise every month, just a little bit. And here's another surprise for you. You know, if you go to our link, trylootcrate.com/double toasted, and you type in bridge 10, that's the word bridge and the number 10, you can get 10% off, a 10% discount on your first crate. How's that for a surprise right there? Loot Crate, bring the mystery and the surprise to your mailbox once a month with Loot Crate. Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.